A lot of times, black women come on YouTube, and I'm not talking about a lot of all black women. I'm just talking about some of the black women who are big, you know, pushers of the interracial dating situation. Um, these are black women who are willing to forget the history and their history in this country. I'm not going to look down upon them for choosing what they deem is the best course of action for them. What I want to tell the young black men out there and the older black men out there, everyone who's a black man, I want you to understand that those type of women you do not want raising your daughters or your sons anyway. If this black woman sees, if a black woman who dates only white men, not say I date any race of men, but she says I date only white men, that means that if she has a black son, she's going to teach him to be subservient to the white man. She's going to be her own son's biggest enemy. The woman he should be able to come to for some type of knowledge of self, some type of love, and some type of way to face you know adversity that he's going to go through in this world. If he has a black woman who already deems black men to be faulted automatically, how is she going to teach her son to rise above? She's not. Hence why we have so many black men in the prison systems, so many black men in the streets killing each other, because a lot of brothers come from single parent households raised just by the woman, who ultimately has a subservient role to the white man, and they pass that on to their sons. Those women you don't want raising your children anyway. We have 30 to 40 years of that type of studies and that type of environments, and not just studies of people who are educated, but people who've lived in those environments for quite some time. We could see the outcome of that type of behavior and that type of mindset. So again, my brothers, when a woman says she wants to date interracially only white men, let her go. Let her go and let her raise her mixed son with such, feelings, because it's a possibility that she's being a black woman and him being a white man, that the boy can come out looking like an African. And that happens more often than not. See, we only see the mixed black people on television and on videos and all that stuff who happen to be, more of the lighter hue. Anyone remember Tyson Beckford? He was a model for Ralph Lauren years and years ago. You could tell that he looked a little Asian, but 9 times out of 10, right, you look at him as a black man. Why? Because he resembles more of an African man than anyone else. He looks black. No one will say, oh, he's Chinese. They're going to say, no, he's a brother from the hood, or just a regular brother, an African American, because of the way he looks. Now, if he was raised in a regular neighborhood where amongst more African Americans, then guess what? His skin color plus his outlook on life and where he comes from, he's 100% black. That's just the way it goes. Now, a lot of people don't want to look at it that way, but Tyson Beckford was one of the only African American guys that I know that was really pushed out there, as far as the who looked black, who didn't look more of the white, lighter hue. You got Shamar Moore, who's more of the lighter hue. You have Halle Berry, who's more of the lighter hue. You have Tiny, more of the lighter hue. You got a lot of African American women who are mixed, more of the lighter hue, who come from a mixture of white and black, and they're usually on the lighter hue. Mariah Carey, more of the lighter hue. Barack Obama is more. He looks like everyday African American guy. He's brown. If he didn't tell you he was, half white, 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't know he was half white. He looks like an African American male. So, when we deal with these things, a lot of times, people don't want to look at, the issues that interracial dating, no causes. There, a lot of times, black women are willing to, deal with, a lot of issues that they don't have to deal with just dealing with, a white man, and African American men who deal with, predominantly white women. They're also on the same note. They're also in the same boat. Like, to all those, and I'm not just talking about black women now. I'm gonna talk about brothers and sisters when it comes to interracial dating. To all those who are such big proponents of interracial dating who are not married to another race. I'm not talking about, people who are married. People who are married, they genuinely, supposedly love each other. They got married. You said I do in front of God. You said I do in front of witnesses. You said I do in front of family. You said I do to your spouses. So I'm going to hold you on what you said in front of all those people, especially to God. You made that vow in front of all those people and God. So if you married interracially, more power to you. More power to you to deal with a lot of these issues that's going on out here now, and I hope you're successful. But for all the interracial people who are just fucking, who are just fucking, um, for the white guys, more power to you. You getting yours. To the brothers, more power to you. You getting yours. But for the women, it's more of a risk. Men are more likely to pat each other on the back, regardless of what race you're in. White guy, if you're scoring with a lot of black chicks, white guys are looking at it as getting pussy. If you're a black guy and you're scoring with a lot of white chicks, black guys are going to look at it as you're getting pussy. That's the nature of men. We wouldn't care if you're plaid. If you're plaid and you got big nipples and a fat behind and you're pretty, you can get it. A plaid chick could get it. So that's how it is. It's more of a risk for women because if you ever look at the historical connotation, white women are marked by the white guys and black women feel like they betrayed their race for the simple fact that they know that black women for hundreds of years and still are being raped by white men like the Duke lacrosse team and all. They say they're not guilty, but the black woman said she was raped. Do we not believe it? Black woman, do you believe that she lied? Okay, on the white guys when she was gang raped, or do you think she was telling the truth and just white guys got off? I mean, they believe O.J. Simpson killed Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman, and he was found not guilty, but they say he guilty. But the black girl, she said, she got gang raped by the Duke lacrosse team, and they said they was not guilty, and everybody say they not guilty, and they white guys. Like, think about it, everybody. Think about it. Like, and sisters need to put two and two together. Like, it's white women, it's more cool for them to date, or marry a black guy in the industry. Um, a black woman marrying a white guy in the industry, um, it really doesn't look too good. Iman married David Bowie. Um, that was good. And then you got Paula Patton, who looks more like a mixture of herself. She doesn't really look 100% white. Alfred Woodard is married to to a white guy, but very rarely do you see Alfred Woodard in a lot of movies anymore, or very rarely do you see Alfred Woodard and her husband, being talked about as a it couple. Who of the interracial couples do we know about? Who do we hear about? You hear about Seal and Heidi Klum. That's really it. Seal and Heidi Klum. I mean, Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee were more of a you know known couple than Seal and Heidi Klum in the public eye, and she wasn't white. She was half black. Like everybody talk about Kimora Lee, she half black. She just got a lot of Asian features, but she half black. She talk black. She sound black. She's a black girl with Asian features. Black and Ease. That's what we call them, Black and Ease. So I just want everybody to look at the fact that, what I mean, we always talk about interracial. They always talk about white, black, white, black. Like, it's more races out there that black people deal with. But the numbers say this. The full numbers say this. And this is the actual facts. That black men and black women more than likely are going to marry within their own race. Now, black men are the least likely to marry. I mean, black men are the highest men likely to marry outside of their race. Not marrying white women. They don't just say just white women. They're talking about race. Puerto Rican, because black people live around a lot of Spanish people in a lot of cities, and you got Asians in a lot of cities, and then you got the white girls. But 90% of black men marry black women. So out of every 100, only 10 will marry someone out of their race. Black women are the most likely to marry within their race, meaning that they marry within their race almost specifically. And that's the facts. 215, work hard.